As promised, I said I got a very special guest in the building, and earlier you heard a joint, right? It was called Godly. The brother does some godly things. He goes by the name of Pat Jr. He's in the building. Yeah. All the way from NC, man. All the way from NC. First and foremost, how was the travel?
It was good, man. It was a comfy flight. You know what I'm saying? I came out here with my wife, my best friend. So, you know, when she travels with me, I'm home everywhere I go. But Chicago is definitely a second home to me, man. It was a good flight, bro.
It's comfortable.
Yeah,
it's all that matters, man. Yeah. Sound like you have first class, dog.
I'm in first class when I'm with her. You feel me?
Yeah, no. And you know, you're in Chicago often, and I saw you tweet some things. You said Chicago is really a vibe right now, for real. Today has been great.
Yeah.
I'm with my brother. We had sharks, played video games and all that.
Yeah.
So the first thing you did when you got here was go get you some sharks. Huh?
Well, I mean, but I got my brother Ro, man. You know, he's a legend in the area, man, and we really embrace each other. And I got with him first, and then yeah, man, we got some sharks. You feel me? You know, we was our families were kind of tweeting each other leading up to this, and we was just like, yeah, we got to get hares. We got to get some kind of chicken out here in Chicago. And then we found it's the sharks nearby. Oh, let's get it.
Wait,
you know?
So it's sharks in North Carolina?
No. No, I'm talking about where Rose stay at.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? We thought we was gonna have to come to the city, but like we found sharks, and so yeah, it was a good time, man.
Was
it was a good time. Oh, bruh.
Okay.
Hitting, bruh.
Okay.
The mild sauce, all of it, man.
Okay. Do you, first and foremost, before I even get into the food, I want to chime in on Ro a little bit, because like you said, bro is low key a GOAT at what he does.
Yeah,
it ain't even low key for some. It's low key.
High key, bro.
High key in the music industry. This brother is a GOAT of all time. Okay, at what he does. Mm-hmm. And with you linking with him being the first thing you do when you got here, I even apply you on that, because I feel like y'all musical chemistry. He's helped elevate and enhance so many like sounds and artists. And I see like you all have been linking up, man, for a few years now.
Yes, it's been a few years. We kind of met during the Clubhouse days a little bit. We kind of chopped it up, and Asar actually like linked us together. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, that's been my brother, man, like ever since. So like we really kick it on a life tip, you know what I'm saying, and pour into each other, and that's like my brother, you know. So when we came out here, like his family, it's all love, you know what I'm saying, him and his wife, his kids, like, but yeah, on the music tip, we done worked together like on a bunch of stuff now that I'm thinking about it, you know, ever since we linked up. And so it's just always dope just being able to just like build with him and talk about, you know, life and marriage and all that good stuff. And it's always good conversation with him. We talk like almost every other day.
Not always about music. That's how you know.
Yeah, bro. Like the last thing we talk about is music. You know what I'm saying? And so, but yeah, we here to work. You know what I'm saying too. So I'm excited, man.
So is Ro and Asar, or I'm gonna just say Feature Form Studios in general, is that one of the main reasons that brought you, get you here to Chicago?
Nah, actually, it was my homie Suede. Southpaw Suede, yeah.
Got you.
So like we linked over the internet, and he heard my stuff, I heard his stuff. He was looking for some production at the time, and I made I think I made a record for him for his alumni record that he did with Thelo and Thelonious Martin. And so then from then, me and Thelo linked up, and then it just kind of like kept growing from there. You know what I'm saying? So Suede was the first one that I really linked up with, who was living, or it was, he had moved out here to Chicago. I think he was out here for like maybe a year or so, and we linked up, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my brother too, man, like my guy Sway. So yeah, we've worked a lot on a few things, on a few records or whatever, but yeah, that's my guy too, man.
It's Vocalo Radio 91.1 FM, Chicago's only NPR music station. I'm your host, Bekoe. I got my guest, Pat Jr. in the building, all the way from North Carolina.
Yes.
A very dope artist. We're going to get into his mixtape, Grill Talk Volume 1. So y'all definitely want to stay tapped in for that. But before we get into a music break, man, this food situation though, because I see Sharks is picking up. There's always Sharks, Harold's, Uncle Remus, those sorts of things. But over in North Carolina, like in general, outside of just the food culture, but what's the culture like in NC in general?
Man, it's very laid back. It's a blend because over the years I'd say over time, when it comes to economic status, we've always seen people move from the north to the south, you know what I'm saying, for not just better opportunity, but, rent and mortgage is less there. And it's more, you get more space, you get more room, you know what I mean? So that's what brought me to North Carolina, because most of my family is from the north. So my mom was working for IBM. She's been with them for years. We moved to Maryland. I lived in Laurel, Maryland for some time. And then her job moved us to North Carolina. But it's a meld of like, the term is mixing pot, you know what I'm saying, of just all kinds of different cultures. But it's laid back, you know what I'm saying, very laid back. There is culture as far as like Black culture that resides there. I would say a lot of the Black culture is in Durham, which is not too far away, you know what I'm saying, from Raleigh, where I stay. But you got Lil Brother, you know what I'm saying, Rhapsody, Cole, all from North Carolina. So yeah, man, like it's definitely,
it's a music scene.
It's a vibe, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice little music scene there. So
before we tap into Black Beam, what's the food like out there? If somebody were to travel to Raleigh, what's a place you would recommend? Because everybody recommended chicken spots.
Right.
So what's a place you would recommend?
I'm gonna recommend what's the name of that spot? The chicken and waffle spot. What's the name of that joint? Dame's Chicken and Waffles. It's good, man.
Like Dame Dash.
Yes, Dame's. It's called Dame's.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's chicken and waffles. But that's the spot that when people come out, that's like the spot I take them to. So I would say Dame's, man.
Sound like soul food.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. But they got chicken and waffles there too. Man. You know what I'm saying? But they have like an array of soul food, man. It's great.
You know what? You're making me hungry. We're going to have to take a break, Chicago. Here's Black Beamin'. Break down Black Beamin' before we get into it, Pat.
Oh, man. Black Beamin' is from my album, Gold Fangs On Sunday, and it is an anthem for melanated folk, man. Black Beamin' featuring my homie, The Deep End, and DLZN.
Look at that Black Beamin'. See that Black Beamin'? Yeah.
And we played some music off Gold Fang on Sunday, which I got introduced to you,
Yeah.
Bobby played Black Beamin'. And then you shared a little gem about Black Beamin' off air. I'm going to need for you to share that gem on air before we get into things.
Yeah. So we actually, I sampled, there's a sample from, I'm not going to say it because I kind of want people to figure it out. There's a sample from a well-known artist in there, you know what I'm saying? But we tucked it so well. It's me, my homie JP, and Sway. I'll say the artist is from this area. You know what I'm saying?
He's a legendary artist from this area. Born and raised. I'm gonna just say this: if you on the South Shore area, you pass his house all the time. That's all I can remember. There you go. That's the biggest hint, the biggest key I can give you all. If you don't know, that's on you. That is on you. Now, previous to the break, we chopped it up a little bit about you some things you like to do here in the city.
Yeah.
As well as some culture in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Raleigh.
Yeah.
Is where you're from, but I also know you have New York roots.
As well.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But as we transition into some music conversation, my brother, how long have you been married, first and foremost?
Man, earlier this year, we celebrated 13 years.
You say 13?
13, bro.
13?
13, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Miss Junior is in the building as well. Oh, my God. 13 years?
13. And we've actually been together 17 years total.
Yeah,
we dated all throughout college, and then we got married after college. So we've been together for 17 years total, man.
Were you making music when you met Miss Junior?
Yes and no. That's a very long story that I'm gonna have to share sometime, like on YouTube or somewhere. But Yes and no. You know, I stopped music from a very traumatic situation that happened to me before college, and then I came back around to it like a couple years after college. You know, a few years after college, actually. You know, I started getting back into it like maybe 2014, 15, like 2014, 15. I'll say 15 for sure. But yes.
Are you able to give a little glimpse on the you know, tragic situation that happened that turned your life around?
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Like I was at a church that wasn't a fan of hip hop music at the time, and I got stood up. We talked about this, you know, last time I was here, but I got stood up in front of like 2,000 folk, and my old pastor from years ago rebuked me for rapping when I was in high school. Yeah, in front of like 2,000 folk, man. They had me up on the big screen and all that, cuz. But yeah, and so that really, it was a lot of things that happened during that time that just set me back. You know, I didn't realize there was so much trauma that impacted my life and how I live and how I lived and saw life from that point. But thank God for therapy, you know what I'm saying? That's been helping me for the past 2.5 years. And I've been healing past a lot of things, you know. My confidence is at a new level, very high, you know what I'm saying? The way I communicate, the way I'm drawing boundaries, you know what I'm saying, for myself, and all of those things. So, but yeah, she was there. She was there that day when it happened, man. It was crazy. But, you know, I've grown so much from then, and I just thank God for the healing that I've done, and just the testimony that I'm able to share with people about my life, and just encourage people. Like, therapy is great, bro. Yes. It's great, man. It's great.
And I'm happy to know that, you know, through the situation you've dealt with, that it didn't change your religious ways. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause sometimes people, they get in a moment, if they embarrassed like that or they feel a certain way, it could change their whole trajectory of everything.
Yeah, it had me jaded a little bit. I can't even cap. Like, I definitely had to rediscover God in a fresh new way for myself. And that's been happening over time, but especially maybe a few years ago, you know, just having these really intimate moments with God, and, you know what I'm saying, just rediscovering who he is to me. You know, he's not a commander in chief, he's my father, you know, and that really changed a lot for me, like just spiritually from that perspective. And so I'm just super thankful, even in this moment, just like, man, I'm thankful that I was able to heal past that experience, you know, and still healing, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro.
It's 91.1 FM, Chicago's only NPR music station. I'm your host, Bekoe, getting you through your morning with my homie Pat Jr. And I want to ask you, too, because you speak highly of your wife, which you should.
Okay?
Yeah. So I want to know, man, how has marriage amplified your music?
Oh, man, like in so many different ways. Marriage has taught me a lot as a man. It's humbled me in many ways. But it's also, you know, like so much of the idea of community and a team effort, because I've watched my mom, you know, she raised me, single mom raising me, right? And so, because my dad, you know, wasn't in my life. And so she was always a hustler. Like, she went out and worked. And if she needed to get another job, like, she taught me how to hustle, you know, and work hard for mine. And so, you know, I've always been a very independent person of, I'm going to figure this out. Even as an artist, like learning how to film my own videos, edit my own videos, like all of that stuff. Like, I've learned how to do a lot, producing for myself, like everything. Like, my mom taught me how to research and do things on my own. But having my wife, who's my teammate, like, we are a team, and she's taught me and helped me with so much, like, not just as a person, but as an artist too. You know what I'm saying? Like, even for the past year and some change, like, we've really been working together on like social media and figuring stuff out. Well, you post at this time, or you should record like this, and like just really like helping each other, you know, become better creators. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, she gonna tell me if the music is whack, bro. Like, my wife is a music aficionado. She loves music. And she gonna tell me, like, nah, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
Ladies, the women don't play.
They tell the truth, man. They will tell the truth. But yeah, man, she's definitely, even on a writing level. There was a song that I wrote on Gold Fangs on Sunday called "You Were Never Broken," and it talks about just her journey in infertility. Xavier Omar is on that joint, and
Chicago native.
Yeah, and so while I'm writing that song. You know what I'm saying? As I'm writing that song, I'm thinking about, like, how would I express this to her? Like, how would I say this to my wife, you know, with grace, love, and gentleness? And so that was probably one of the best songs that I've ever written, just having her in mind when I was writing it. So she's definitely helped me as a writer in my communication and speaking to people through my music, too. So, yeah, man.
Look, shout out to y'all married. Shout out to Miss Junior, who's in the building right now getting some content. Y'all gonna see things on his IG, Twitter, all of those things. And we gonna give those out in a little bit because we got to get into some music that's off your new project coming.
Yes, sir.
Man. Grill Talk Mixtape Volume 1.
Yeah.
All right. I always mess this word up. Hoster. There we go.
Holster. There we go.
I don't know what I was saying earlier. But break down Holster before we jump into things.
Man, Holster is about strength, finding strength in composure. When I made this record, I produced the beat. I had read this poem by Nikki Grimes that really inspired me. It made me think about cowboys and westerns and the showdown that happens when they outside before they pull that trigger. So it feels like that, and it features my homie Maroof. Shout out to my homie Mookie, man.
Not all movement is forward. Progression is still on the hill with his head held high in the field for the stills while the skill is aware that the sky is a guilt trip. Not all fighting is war work. Composure is felt when your prize on the shelf, but the black is the belts on your waist while you wait, have a talk with your heart in the
Grill
corner.
Talk is on his way out.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's going to be out October
4th.
And you know what day that is?
What's that?
It's my sister's birthday.
Wow,
So
that's
that
fire,
makes it even
man.
more special.
Yeah, man, that's fire.
I mean, in general, the title, man. I mean, I see you got your goal, you got your fangs in
man,
now.
You know.
And you make some good grill music, man. Like seeing the fangs, it makes me want to go to Paul Wall or Johnny Dang and tell them to hook me up.
Yeah.
But you know why the title Grill Talk?
Yeah, man. So it's crazy because I started doing this freestyle series called Grill Talk. Like, I want to say I think it was last year. I want to say I started doing this freestyle series, and one of my homies, like, he was telling me, like, man, I like gritty Pat. Like, I love everything else you do, like introspective, heartfelt, like, but I love gritty, confident, like, you know, ish talking, you know what I'm saying, Pat Jr. And so I was like, man, he was like, he saw the Grill Talk, freestyle series, my homie Diesel X, and he was like, yo, I think you should do a mixtape. And I had thought about doing, I said, yo, the thought crossed my mind. I was like, you think so? He said, bro, I think you should do a Grill Talk mixtape. And so that was like the confirmation. So he started sending me a bunch of beats, and he's one of the executive producers on the mixtape as well. Okay. My homie Diesel X. And he started sending me a bunch of beats, and they were very much so in the vein of that gritty, raw, you know, confident, like talking my, you know what I'm saying, my stuff, you know what I'm saying? And we just started from there. You know, I just started writing to these different records, like I want to say in between, in the month of December. And that was around that time when I was kind of alluding to, like, I had this, at the same time, I'm having this very special encounter with God where he's showing me that he wants me to be intentional about bringing him into my creative process. Okay. And I wrote and produced some of like 11 or 12 records in like 1 month. Like, we was writing, just producing, writing. And so, yeah, that's kind of where the idea, where it started. As I'm writing it, I don't know what this is. I just know this is a Grill Talk mixtape. But then I started writing more, and like in my time with God, I went to the scripture where it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And so, you know, whatever good treasures or evil treasures of man has stored up in his heart, it's going to come out in what he says. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I'm like, oh, no, this is it. You know, this is coming from my heart. So you have me with the gold grills or whatever, but like, it's not just for show. What I'm speaking is gold. You know, what I'm saying has substance and is gold and is very valuable. So, yeah, that's the whole, and there's some other layers there too, but that's the whole theme of what Grill Talk is. Like, speaking from the heart, confidently, standing strong on what you believe in, but you got to make sure like what you standing on is solid and what you saying is solid.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. Grill, ooh. and like hearing you speak on some of the, because it's not out yet.
Yeah.
It's not out yet.
Yeah.
But tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Tomorrow is going down. It's the official release, listening, well, not release, but listening party.
Listening. Mm-hmm.
Let people know where they could come check out the project.
So we have a few spots left. It's going to be at my homie Rose Studio Feature Forums at Fort Knox. If you go to my social media, I am Pat Junior. Make sure you spell Junior out, Junior. And hit the link in my bio. We have 2 sessions. The second one is maxed out, but there's a first one from 1 to 3. There's a few spots left in that session where you can RSVP for free. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we're gonna be playing the project. We got, you know, and what's so dope about this, man, Chicago, man, I feel so loved, bro.
I want to tap into that because you,
oh man,
you know, coming from North Carolina and having a listening party here in Chicago.
Bro.
What? Go ahead, express. Let the feeling out. How I feel, my brother.
It just feels so good, man. I had a list of people already that I already knew in Chicago. You know, the homies, you know, some artist homies I know, some friends that I have out here. And then I put up a beacon, was like, hey, I'm doing something in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Hit me in the DMs if you want to fall through. And the response was kind of overwhelming. And so Ro was like, you have to do 2, bro. And I was like, I didn't know. I thought I was going to do 2, but I was like, I didn't think I was going to have to do 2.
You got to.
He said, bro, you got to do 2. He was like, you Pat Junior, dog. And so, you know, you know, he was like, yeah, just make it, you know, from 1 to 3. So I was like, cool. Cause we got the 3 to 5 one maxed out like quick. So we did that. And, yeah, man, like that one filled up too. So we got a few spots left.
What's the times?
So we got 1 to 3. That's the one that's open now. Mm-hmm. The 3 to 5 is already maxed out. Don't come up to that one.
I mean, but if you do it, you might be able to get a chance to get in. Go ahead, show love outside. Listen to it outside. You just never know.
Right. But yeah,
so
man.
1 to 3 and then.
And 3 to 5. So I'm excited, man.
You should be coming from a whole nother city,
look, man,
state, and making your way here. You've been building, and I mean, look, it's Vocalo Radio 91.1 FM, Chicago's only NPR music station. I'm your host, Bekoe, and Pat Junior is in the building. And before we wrap things up, man, and I get into this joint, I gotta ask you 2 more things.
What's up? Talk to me.
I haven't heard the project yet.
Right.
We haven't heard we hearing some songs off of it.
Yeah.
But on this project, first and foremost, how many songs are there?
It's 15 tracks.
Okay. What song challenged you the most out of these 15 tracks?
The last song. It's called Treasure Chest. Me and my wife was just talking about it on the way up here, and it kind of what's crazy is like there's a conversation we had that helped me get the idea of how to end this mixtape. So we were talking, like I was talking about earlier, just the talks that we had, and it also gave me a title for my album, which we ain't gonna talk about that. That's way out there, but it gave me the title for my album. But it's called Treasure Chest, and that one I cried during that one, bro. Yeah, I cried on that one, bro.
Man, and October 4th is when we can. Well, unless you pop out tomorrow. You get to hear it early. Right. You feel me? You get to hear it early. Feature Form Studios out at Fort Knox.
Yeah.
And then also on the project, my brother, what song on this project is something you would like for your fans to like love the most? Like,
what song
you want the fans to really appreciate and just love and put it in their playlist?
Man, I can't even choose one, man. I feel like there's something up there, like the whole, if you ever second guess yourself in life with confidence and just like, you know what I'm saying, thinking about like what you do in life and am I good enough? If you listen to this, these words are going to encourage you to be like, nah, I'm that ninja.
I know that's right.
I'm that person. You know what I'm saying? Like it has a lot of that. So I don't think there's one particular song. Well, yeah, there's not one. I can't think of one, bro.
It's all 15.
It's all 15. So yeah, bro, just listen to the whole thing and just let it encourage you. Let it, you know what I'm saying, inspire you for real.
It's that grill talk, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, I feel like we having an I admit moment. You made I feel like we having one of them moments, brother. I feel like that's what this is. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, he got this record called I Admit. He's very transparent on this thing. Head over to Pat Jr.'s Apple Music right now.
Yeah.
Or Spotify, wherever you get your music, trust me, it's gonna do something to you.
Yeah, I thought I knew. That's the album. Yeah, that first track. Yeah, man.
But let people know where they could find you, man, and give out your socials before I get into this boundary.
Yeah, so it's I am Pat Jr. IAMPATJUNIOR on all social media platforms.
Oh my God, not my pride, I just settled at the work. Oh my God, another job, you just made me wanna curse. I think my energy worth it, double A battery perfect. But that's my goal, cover my soul, empty is never a surface. Trauma dumping, no beach, leave me sunken, I be swimming with my temper pumping. Ain't no patient, heartbeat out of place.